Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Umulehai. If you are new here, thank you for stopping by. On this channel, I film about my health, marriage and lifestyle. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for the support. Before I get into what I'm going to be discussing on today's video, I know I've gone MIA, like I've not posted in a while. But now I'm back and I'm promising you guys I'm not going to bail on you. Yeah. So I promise to be consistent and do my thing and give you guys the best content. I have some tips for my fellow warrior and parents to fellow warriors and friends also. We already know what sickle cell is, how it can be difficult to be living with the condition, but I have some tips that has been working for me, and I decided to since I've been using these tips and it has been working for me, let me share them with my YouTube family. Note, these are just tips and it might work for you, it might not. What will work for me might not work for you, but so far so good. I've been following these tips and it has been working for me. So the title of today's video is going to be tips to avoid crisis and stay healthy. Yes, the first one and the most important one: use your medication regularly and also have a pain management plan. What do I mean by this? Normally, if you are living with sickle cell condition, there are some particular medication that you are going to be given and you have to be using them religiously. Like for example, your folic acid, you have to be using them religiously every day. It's very important. You use them every day. And there are some other medications too, like I think some young warriors, they give them antibiotics, penicillin antibiotics, and paludrin and some other drugs. The reason why paludrin is mostly for people in Africa because of malaria and all of that. So use your medication regularly and also have a pain management plan. What do I mean by pain management plan? Crisis is not going to tell you when they are coming. It just happens sometimes. So it is best when you have a doctor prescribed pain reliever that you can use whenever you are maybe at home, at school, or somewhere where you can get access to medical care or to doctors to medical care. So you already have that pain reliever plan, and you just go for it whenever you are in pain. And do not forget, when your pain or your crisis is something you can't handle anymore at home, go to your doctor. Now to the next one: prevent children infection and adult infection. So how do you prevent infection? Making sure your immunization is up to date. We already know that taking vaccines, immunization is a way to boost our immune system and to prevent us from infection. So make sure your immunization is up to date. As a young adult, make sure it is up to date, and as a mom or parent to young warrior, make sure their immunization is up to date. And also if your child is on penicillin, it's an antibiotics that they give to young warriors, please make sure they are using it regularly, because it is a means of preventing infection in young children. Go for your routine checkup regularly. Now, when you've been diagnosed of this condition, there's always a follow-up with any hospital or doctor that you are using. So now, along the way, we usually get lazy or get tired due to other life challenges and stress, and we don't keep up to our appointments. I'm talking from experience, because when I was still young, my parents make it a call of duty to always take me to my appointments. But by the time I got to like secondary school, up to my tertiary institution, you know, I'm not the only child. They have 3 other kids. They have work to go to, so they just forget about taking me to my routine checkup appointments. But I think by the time I got to like 300 level, I decided to like, okay, I need to be going for my checkup regularly, and I started doing that while in Nigeria. I make sure I don't miss my appointments. I go for my doctor's appointments regularly, and I'm still doing that here. I don't even have a choice here in Canada. I have to keep my appointments because, yeah, I just have to keep my appointment. It's very important. So if you are in Nigeria or any other part of the world, make sure you are keeping your appointments. You are going for your routine checkup regularly, because that is the only way they can know if there is any complications or if there is anything, and they can quickly catch it and commence treatment immediately. So it is very important for you to always go for your routine checkup, because we already know we are prone to any kind of infection. We are prone to complications, health complications. So going for your routine checkup will help you live a healthy life. So this next tip is going to be divided into two. One is the first part is know your limits. So when I say know your limits, I mean like your stress limits, physical activities, emotional activities, yes, like yeah, your mental activities, because these are the things that can trigger or that triggers crisis. So you need to know your limits. When you are involved in a physical activity, you need to know when to stop. You need to know when you are tired. You need to know when to take a rest. Also, when you are involved with a stress-related activity, it can be a mental stress and it can be a physical stress. You should always know your limits. Always know when to stop. Always know when to rest. And the second part is going to be know your trigger. For example, the number one trigger for my crisis is cold. Number one trigger is cold. So for someone like me who knows that my number one trigger to have a crisis is cold, what do? I make sure I protect myself from extreme cold. Not even extreme cold, any kind of cold. If the temperature is becoming too cold, I make sure I protect myself. I wear appropriate dressing, make sure I keep myself warm. So know your trigger. For some people, it might be loud noise. Yeah, because loud noise also can trigger a crisis. It happens to me sometimes. So if your trigger is loud noise, try and prevent yourself from such things. So know your stress limits, know your physical limits, and know your trigger. That way, if you know all these things and prevent yourself from them, you'll be able to reduce your risk of having crises. I hope you guys are enjoying my tip. I think so far I've given 5 tips, and I have 5 more to go. I hope you are learning something and I'm not boring you guys. Let's continue, please. The next tip is going to be get plenty of rest and sleep. Guys, make sure you are taking enough rest and you are sleeping very well. Make sure you take a rest when you are tired. We already know our system is working 2 times more than other people, so we are prone to getting tired easily. So always take a rest, take a good nap, take a good night's rest. It is good for your health. My next tip is going to be dress appropriately. So now when I say dress appropriately, we already know that we are prone to cold. And not just cold, like extreme weather. When it's extremely hot, it can also trigger crisis. And when it's too cold, it can trigger crisis. So now, the reason why I said dress appropriately is because, especially when it is cold, it is better when you have an extra layer of clothing, like maybe a jacket, a sweater or something, or a scarf, a muffler, something to keep you warm. And when you are feeling a little bit hot or you are feeling the heat, you can take it off than leaving your house underdressed, like maybe wearing just a top or a spaghetti top, yeah, and suddenly the weather change and it becomes cold and there's nowhere for you to get a cardigan or an extra layer of clothes to put on. So always dress appropriately. And when I say appropriately, when it is cold, make sure you are dressing warm, and when it is warm, make sure you are dressing well enough not to feel the heat too much. So try to avoid exposing yourself to extreme weather. My next tip is going to be prevent vision problem. Get tested early, probably as a child. Go for a routine checkup as a child and go for follow-up as you are growing up. It is very important for you to check your vision, because vision problem is one of the complications of sickle cell. And talking about complications of sickle cell, I'm going to make a video highlighting possible complications you can have when you are living with sickle cell condition. So make sure you go for a routine eye checkup. Early detection can prevent vision loss. My next tip: exercise regularly and when necessary. I know they used to advise us to not get involved in rigorous physical activities, but then exercise is one of the important parts of staying healthy. So if you are the physical type, like, you know what I mean, like if you are the type that is very active and can tolerate exercise, yeah, you can do it, you can exercise, but in a minimal way, and be careful when doing that. Make sure you are hydrated and you take a rest whenever you feel tired. And also, do not involve in too much heavy exercise here. So exercise is good for you, do it moderately and be careful while doing it. My last but not the least tip: do not smoke and avoid secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke can reduce the level of oxygen in the bloodstream, and we know that's dangerous to our health. So whenever you see someone smoking or there is a light smoke somewhere, please run. And also, if you drink alcohol, drink it responsibly and take a lot of water after taking your alcohol, because we know alcohol dehydrates, and being dehydrated is not something you want to being dehydrated is not healthy for you. Yeah, so let's just put it that way. We know we have to be hydrated at all time to avoid letting those those bad guys get stuck. So yeah, my bonus tip. We are gradually getting to the end of this tip, so I have a bonus tip for you. So my bonus tip is going to be educate yourself. There are a lot of materials out there. Google is your friend. Talk to your doctor, talk to your health practitioners, make a research, understand your body, understand your health very well. So educate yourself and learn to recognize a serious symptoms, and do not hesitate to go to the hospital for proper care. Also, do not hesitate to contact your doctor or go to the hospital when you are seriously ill. Don't stay at home and be taking care of yourself and be saying, oh, I'm going to be fine, let me just use this medication. No. Recognize a serious symptoms and go to the hospital or contact your doctor when you are seriously ill. So before we go, or before I end this video, let me give you this take home, and this goes to everybody, not just people living with sickle cell. Self-medication is dangerous. Do not use any drug that is not prescribed or approved by your doctor or health practitioner. I repeat, self-medication is dangerous. Please do not indulge in it. Also, as a sickle cell warrior, make sure you are only using medication prescribed by your doctor or medications approved by your doctor. Avoid self-medication. I hope you all have learned one or two things about this tip, and okay, this is just a disclaimer. I just want you guys to know that all I've been saying, I'm saying it from my own personal experience, what I've experienced, what I've gone through. If you decide to follow any tip that I've given, it might work and it might not work for you. My advice still remains, whenever you are not feeling okay, or if there is anything you don't really understand about your health, please visit your doctor or your health practitioner. I'm only doing this to try and create more awareness and enlightenment about the condition called sickle cell. I'm not a health practitioner. I'm just someone living with the condition, and I'm trying to let people know from my own experience what it means to be living with the condition. So thank you guys for watching today's video. Catch you in my next video. But then do not forget to like, share, press the notification button so you know whenever I post another video. And the most important thing, guys, please do not forget to subscribe. Thank you guys, I love you. See you in my next video. Bye.